Alright, for this one we're just going to add a few more detail pieces, but still using basic primitives, so we're not going to go too far out there. But since we have some of our shapes here, what we can actually do is use the shapes again and then just move them up and around, making some copies of them. So first thing is, let's go ahead and kind of take a look down here. The first piece that we have is that plane down there at the bottom, and we'll eventually replace the plane with the terrain itself. And we might even leave this as part, like maybe some metal pieces or something. But the pieces going up, let's go ahead and just make a copy of these. So I'm just going to left click to select it, and just push Control D or Command D, and then we'll just take each one of these here. So I'm going to take them and I'm just going to scale them up a little bit. I'm going to scale them in and scale them up. So what are we doing at this point? We're just adding some details. We're going to add little pieces like little bumper walls, so that when you're walking up it, you don't feel like you're just walking up an edge, but you feel like you're actually walking up a platform right there. So we'll do this to this one, and then we'll also do it to the other ones as well. So let's see, let's make sure we've got this up enough. There we go. And at this point it's not about whether or not we have it exactly on the inside or exactly on the outside. What you will find is that when you start doing texture work professionally, there's going to be, things will be airtight, meaning it won't be just random boxes. Everything is going to be textured straight to the edge. There won't be any little bit over, a little bit in. But that's okay. This is just our first time. We're just having fun with it. If you select this box, you can push Control D again. And again, we're just making a copy of it. And then we'll use our scale tool. Now, the scale at this point, notice that we haven't actually been using numbers. We've just been eyeing this. However, now we have this one shape here, and we have this other shape here, and they have different scale values. So if we wanted those the same, we could select this one. We could see what the scale value is. So for instance, it'll be the left and right here. So we could say that we want this one to be 5. That way the scale value here, we can do, and 5 being 0.5, we can say it's going to be 0.5 there. There we go. And if you want, you could even scale the value up the same. I'm going to actually just take this one and move it up to about the right height. I'm still going to use the snapping tool, so we'll go to our move tool and just hold V, and then we'll just snap those two pieces together. So now we have a nicely fitted piece right there and right there. So if you notice, so detail wise, it's just simply adding some shapes, some functionality to the environment. I'll go ahead and just do these. I'm gonna I'll walk our way through it, but the idea behind it is gonna be very similar to what we've done on those two pieces. So if you feel like you're getting comfortable with it, if you feel like you're getting the idea, then go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to select all three now because all of them are going to be the same width, which we could actually just go in here and we're going to change and say Z value is going to be 0.5, which now if you notice, we now have all three of those pieces set up and ready. Move these over. The height is going to be a little bit taller than this, so we'll scale those up. There we go. And we can move this one using the move tool and V, and move our vertex point, this one right here. We want to move this one over to that spot right there. Alright. So if you notice, we have the setup right there, but we still need to make sure, because we have this one, we could do it a couple of ways. We could actually make this go a little bit wider out so that it matches, and it's just a little bit of playing. I could take it out like that and then just use the vertex snapping right there and just snap it back, and then do the same thing for these. Remember, when you're wanting to select multiple, you can hold Control, and then just that's going to add to your selection. There we go. So now we have it at the edge right there. Alright. So same kind of process. We'll go ahead and just go up here and do that a couple more times. So we'll take these two and we'll push Control D again. And then since we know that the value for it, we can type in the 0.5 for the X, and we can move it over. We can scale it up. And again, scaling up could be a number just like our 0.5 was a number. Same thing could be done for this one. I'm just gonna eye it real quick and place it in. So we want it to go out a little bit more, so very similar to like we did the other one. We'll scale this one out. And then we'll snap it back in right here. So this part of the process, it's fun. Once you start getting into it, when you feel comfortable with the tools, it becomes quite entertaining to sit back and just enjoy doing that. So we'll go ahead and finish off the last couple of pieces here. That way we can have the details all finished off. I'm going to make a copy of this one and move it over to this side like that. And I'll make a copy of this one and move it over to this side. And then last part, we'll make a copy of that one up there. Control D, remember. We'll move it over to that side. Alright, so the only thing left to do is to scale the pieces a little bit more accurately and then connect them up. So with this one, the snapping on this one, it just kind of all depends. What would happen, like if we were doing this for professionally, this whole piece would be a model. There would be actually a curve in curve on this one versus the outer curves on these. For us, since we're just kind of having fun with it, we'll just get them close. So if they feel like they're close and they're looking close, then that'll be fine. So on that one, let's take that and move it up just a little bit here. Actually, it might be just about right for that bottom part. Yeah. And then on this one, we'll make sure that we're moving locally, and we can just slide it up. There you go. So something similar to that. So there is a little space on there, and that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do the same thing for that one. Alright. Actually, we could probably do a scale on this one. I think that'll work pretty nice for it. Okay. So now we have all of the blocks going around, kind of help the player stay inside the environment. And then last thing we can do, there's a couple more things we can do, but one of the things is we'll make a couple more blocks right here. So for instance, on this one, let's go ahead and make a copy of it. So just Control D if you have it selected, and scale it in, and then scale it up. And then using the move tool and the V, we'll just move it up to the top right there. And let's be sure that we move it onto it, so we'll make that one the inside corner right there. And if you push Control D to make a copy of that one again, you can use the vertex snapping and snap it over on the other side. There you go. And then we'll place we'll do on the bigger, actually we'll do the smaller piece right here. Nope, here, how about we change our minds? We'll do this one, just push Control D, and then just use your scale tool, scale it back down, scale it up. And the height of it here, let's see, let's get a kind of a consensus here. How about we do 3, and we'll do 3 on all of these. So 3 on the Y. And remember, when you change anything, if you need to just readjust the vertex snapping spot, just go to your move tool and re-snap it over. So again, this one, I'm just going to snap the outside corner to the outside corner there. And same thing for that one. We'll just snap it up to there. And all I'm doing is holding V, and I'm in my move tool. So now all of a sudden I have a nice little walkway that'll take our player up to this top right here. Alright, so let's go ahead and check it out, see how it looks with the extra detail in there. Go ahead and push play. Alright, so we see it up top there. And if we go over to our walkway, we'll see we can walk, and we kind of have that little edge right there to help the player stay on. If you try to push, you can't actually get over it just like right away, so it'll help keep them on. Alright, so then we walk all the way up to the top, and now we're at the top, and potentially it could be a room, or it could be a place that you're putting your storage or your items, or getting pickups, or you're grabbing some weapons. Alright, there we go. So that's going to be our basic set of extra little pieces of detail, at least to get started with. So we've got a lot of boxes and a lot of shapes. We need to get some textures, and then we'll use those textures. We'll take a look at where we can find textures, and then we'll use some and place on here so we can see how they look.